Good afternoon, everyone. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 5E. My name is Siddhyauti, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. On the behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastics LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the ninth International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Competitive Strategies ICTCS 2024. The ninth edition of this conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held yesterday in Jaipur, and the virtual event is being held via Zoom meeting today and tomorrow, 20th and 21st December. I hope you all will enjoy this knowledgeable and interactive session throughout the day. In this session, in total, we will be having 10 presentations, and each participant and presenter will be given a time span of 10 minutes, 8 minutes for the presentation, and 2 minutes for question and answers. After 7 minutes, I will be raising a gentle reminder as we have a time constraint. Also, there is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. We have to take a snapshot at the end of the meeting. And if you have any query or update, any issue if you're facing, you can just write it to me in the chat box, and that issue will be solved from our team. Now, just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to today's session chair, Dr. Anuradha Yankikar. Just give me a second. Uh, Dr. Anuradha Yankikar ma'am is currently working as an assistant professor at Department of CSE Artificial Intelligence, Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology. She has published more than 30 research articles, reputed journals with SCI, Web of Science, Scopus Indexing, and others. She has also published many book chapters and patents. Her research interests include data science, machine learning, AI, deep learning, and parallel computing. Welcome, ma'am, to today's session. We are glad to have you.
Yes, thanks, Devi, for the nice introduction. We can start.
Yes, now we'll start with our first presenter. Abhishek Yanukar, sir, you are there in the meeting? Abhishek, sir. The paper title Artificial Intelligence Influence on Modern Marketing Strategies. Or any of the co-authors, Michael or Abhishek, any one of you is present in the meet. Even the co-authors can present. I think they're not there in the meet. It's okay. We'll proceed with the next presenter. We can have theirs at the end. So the next we have here is Suruchi Pandey. Ma'am, you're there in the meet.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yes.
Could you please present your paper?
Okay. Allow me to share the screen
Yes, yes.
and tell me if my screen is visible.
Yes,
Okay.
sure, ma'am. I'll stop sharing my screen. Then you'll be able to share yours. Okay, now I've stopped sharing.
Can you see mine?
Yes, ma'am. We can see your screen.
Okay, so I can start.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Suruchi Pandey, and I have a co-authors for this paper, Dr. Hemlata Gaikwad and Dr. Rajesh Chandwadkar. And the topic that we are presenting our paper is being inclusive in neurodiverse workforce and application of ICT in training. So to begin with, the neurodiverse workforce, neurological conditions such as autism, spectrum disorder, dyslexia, and extraordinary skills, including in pattern recognition, memory, and mathematics, as well neurological conditions. Somewhere around 10 to 20% of the global population currently is considered as a neurodivergent, and according to one in every 100 child worldwide have reports. In the US, 1 in 44 children has autism spectrum disorder, as it's known according to the country Center for the Disease Control and Prevention. Despite its prevalence in the US, the majority of the people with autism, that is 85%, are unemployed, according to the Deloitte, compared to 4.2% of the total population. So what we're trying to talk here is that when so much population across the world is being a neurodiverse, what is happening about their workplace and their learning. To talk about information and computer technology, it has shown impactful results on learning and is gaining tremendous popularity in the training areas. This includes of technology for training inclusive. Wearables, that is VR technology, bear positive impact on learning, physical and mental health of employees. Remarkable work has been done by few researchers earlier measuring learning for neurodiverse, particularly individuals with autism. They performed
Ma'am, uh, I think you are not audible. Your voice is breaking a lot. Is there some connectivity issue?
digital games, videos,
Ma'am,
as
actually, we are
compared
not
to any
able
other
to
method that
hear.
is face to face. These methods were found effective in training people with neurodiversity.
Ma'am, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Dr. Suruchi, your voice is breaking actually.
Skills, communication skills, behavioral, and few others. So this research has been taken to find out in the as an emerging. Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but your screen is not visible.
I think so, ma'am. You tell me
Ma'am,
uh,
actually, we were not able to hear
to
you
me.
from
Hello,
last.
ma'am.
Hello, hello. I think she left the meeting. There was some network issue. Uh, I think we should proceed to the next presenter, and when she's in a stable network, we can take her presentation again.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So the next presenter for today's session is Nikhil Chandran, and the paper title is presenting on his Gesture Mate Interactive Hand Gesture Recognition System for Enhancing Communication in Specially Abled Children. Nikhil, sir, you're there in the meeting. Nikhil Chandran, I think he's also not there in the meet. Up next, we have here is Soham Sarkar.
Yes, hello.
Soham, can you present your paper now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll stop sharing my screen, then you can proceed with your presentation.
Give me a second. You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, you're audible.
Share the screen. My screen being shared.
Yes.
Yeah, please start.
So should I start? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to present my work entitled Identifying Critical Nodes in Complex Networks, a study of iterative algorithm with 6-low-pan RPL powered Puja, which is the simulator for simulating different IoT networks. So my research and our research explores the critical problem of identifying influential nodes within complex networks, which has like far-reaching implications across various domains, like varying from communication networks to social systems and biological networks. So if we go through this, uh, main thing is what is the context and importance of this. So identifying critical nodes is essential for understanding and enhancing any robustness or efficiency and functionality of networks, whether it's like pinpointing key influences in social networks, vital proteins in biological systems, or any important routers in communication networks. Accurately identifying these nodes can significantly optimize performance and mitigate any vulnerabilities that is there. This study, whatever we have done, reviews the traditional and iterative algorithms or methods for identifying critical nodes while incorporating the use of our RPL powered 6-loop and Puja simulator. By simulating the network scenarios, this work bridges the gap between the theoretical methods and our practical applications, providing some valuable insights into the behavior and influence of any of the influential nodes. So the main objective is to evaluate and compare uh, various centrality-based algorithms like degree centrality, K-shell, vote rank, key and renew, K-coordinate, page rank to determine their effectiveness in identifying the critical nodes. This is particularly relevant in very resource-constrained environments like the 6-low-pan environment, where node significance directly impact network performance. And the reason why we use Puja simulator is it uses the least amount of power or least amount of energy to simulate IoT environments. So the outline of our presentation is as follows: the problem statement, abstract introduction, and I have briefly talked you through the problem statement currently. I'll directly go to our methodologies. So I talked to you like how the critical nodes are essential for like understanding and enhancing the efficiency of networks and how it influences in social networks or vital proteins in biological system. Mainly our studies based on how it's important in routers and communication networks or any networks as such. And our research explores the critical problem of identifying those influential nodes within any complex networks, which we can't determine using our human eyes or like using human like heuristic algorithms. More than that, we'll use some iterative algorithms in complex networks, and which has like various implications in not just communication networks, but like social systems, any biological networks that we can talk about. And if we talk about 6 Lopan Puja, so and these are the few existing work which we have gone through, like the any path-based centrality, like cat centrality, or any of the neighborhood-based centralities. We'll go through this more in our methodology part. Yes. So starting with degree centrality. What degree centrality is, it measures the number of direct connections or edges a node has within a network. A node with higher connections maybe have more central structure, or they are more influential because they're connected to more number of nodes. As you can see the formula of degree centrality, how it is done, like we have a matrix, and how we have BFS, DFS, we have a matrix similar to I and J nodes. If I and J are connected, then those columns will be marked as 1. And N defines the total number of nodes. What we did is we simulated this in Kuja and wrote our program in C to see how these degree centrality could be used for any IoT based networks. So we had, I don't know if the picture is visible, but we had like 6 modes, 7 modes, and saw how like for different structure, how the power consumption is for multiple nodes, and for the central node to reach several nodes, what is the power consumption, and what are the time constraint. A lot of constraints are there. We can go through any of the constraints in our Puja simulator too. And based on applications, like it's very straightforward and computationally simple. Degree centrality, as you can see, it's just an summation function divided by the number of nodes. So degree centrality is mainly used for analyzing any social or communication networks. For example, if you take a real world use case scenario, if there's a terrorist which is trying to cause harm to an organization. So we'll see how much harm that terrorist or that explosive will cause to their nearmost neighbors. And in terms of network stability, in terms of communication networks, what happens is during floods or during any calamities as such, if a particular tower goes down, we need to see how much impact that has on the people, or based on the communication strategies, based on like a lot of other things, based on internet, based on normal mobile calls and etc. So the limitation of degree centrality was that it does not account for like the significance of connected nodes. Like important nodes may primarily link to less influential ones, so it does not take care of that, right? So followed by that, we have our K-shell algorithm. So K-shell identifies very densely connected subgraphs by removing any nodes with fewer than k connections until only nodes that meet this threshold, that meet the threshold of k connections, remain. And it's very successful in checking community detection or any clustering in large networks, like often for like pre-processing step in network research. And as you can see, we have simulated the same in our Puja network to see how if we have different modes. Here, modes means different IoT devices. Like a mode can mean a sensor or a router or something in an IoT environment, and how that will affect based on the K shells, like the first shell followed by the second shell followed by the third shell. So we have numbered that based on K1, K2, K3, and seen their power consumption, etc., etc. Followed by that, we have our vote rank, which focuses on
Sir,
nodes.
hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for the interruption, but we have a time constraint. We are past the presentation time. Could you please conclude it so we could just start with the
Yeah,
Q&A?
so it's okay. I'll conclude it in like 1 minute. So we have like vote rank, EN renew, K coordinates, and many of the other iterative algorithms which we have gone through and checked using our IoT simulator. And we have simulated it in an well-constrained environment, which is like low-powered environment, like which happens in natural calamities, and seen what is the impact of that. And we also have PageRank, the most famous algorithm that is there. And in future walks, what we could do is we could look into any of the ML algorithms or neural network based algorithms, which I couldn't do because writing neural network in C, because Puja simulator works in C, we need to write programs in C. It was very tiresome, and I couldn't write the entire neural network in C. There was time constraints too. So that could be a future scope if you can see how we can extend this research to different ML models or any of the newer methodology. So thank you. And this what we had worked on is an NP hard problem, like identifying critical nodes, which is like very difficult in case of like huge data centers where one of the nodes go down and how much impact it will have. And these are the specifications of the operating system and whatever infrastructure.
Yes, so yeah, can I ask you some questions?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what's the reason behind choosing the Kuja simulator? Because there are many other simulators also.
Yes, ma'am. The only reason to because uh, as I've told you about 6 low pan, right? So Puja uses very low power. I mean, meaning of 6 LoWPAN is like IPv6 over very low powered wireless personal area network. So it is a protocol designed for IPv6 first of all, and followed by it is and communication for low power wireless networks, which is ideal for any resource constrained environments such as like sensor network, IoT devices, or any embedded systems. And if we simulate this in real world, like what happens in natural calamities, or when some tower goes down, there is like huge power loss, right? So we need to take care of those constraints. Only the reason why is because this is the only reason why I have used like Puja network.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Good work. Yeah. Siddiq, we can move forward.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Now we'll proceed to the next presenter.
Yes, I'll.
So next we have here is Sarfaraz Sodagar, sir. Sarfaraz, sir, are you there in the meet?
Yes, ma'am. I am here. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You may start with your presentation now.
Okay. Ma'am, please allow me to share my presentation.
Yes, yes, I'll stop sharing my screen. Then you'll be able to. Okay.
Now,
Yes, now we can see it.
oh, can I start?
Yes, yes.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to present research on the topic of impact of radiology services in hospital profitability. So, the meaning of radiology is that it is a medical specialty that uses medical imaging diagnosis diseases, in which guide and treatment within the bodies of humans. So start with the introduction. Radiology is essential part of nowadays healthcare sectors. It also helping doctors to diagnosis and to treat the various healthcare conditions. It also used to detecting the broken bones, identify the complexes diseases. Radiology services is a very important key factor, we can say, to improving the patient care in many hospitals. Radiology not only supported the medical decisions, but it also helpful in generation of revenue. Uh, Most of the healthcare are using now advanced technologies like digital imaging, and they also using the AI, which is now very trending. Uh, this made uh, uh, this made the services more faster and more accurate, and it is also cost effective because of the advance of the technologies. This research explore how radiology impact on hospital profitability
Sorry
by
to
generating.
interrupt. Sarfaraj, can
Yes,
we
ma'am.
move to the directly methodology where actually you have put efforts in this research?
Okay, ma'am. Radiology is also, we can say that, the revenue generator. Great source of revenue is. Wait, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you're audible. Please move on to the
Uh,
methodology.
Radiology generates sources of revenue for the hospitals by various type of diagnostics services. It is also operation cost reduction, means improving, means
Sarfaraj,
in-house
can you
is.
please move on to the methodology? Is this the survey work?
No, ma'am, it is a review literature, means reviews research. So I don't write the methodologies.
Okay, you have not implemented it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, summarize your research survey.
It is a, ma'am, secondary research survey. So can I directly go to the conclusion?
Yes. Okay. What are the findings and concluded?
Okay, wait. Finding is radiology is a major, that I have told already, that it is a mainstream for hospitals, that is increase the revenue. Advanced technology uses more profit in houses, healthcare sectors. It also increase the profitability. Uh, high-tech technology is using nowadays in radiology treatments. So it will increase the accuracy and also patient's outcome. Means if the patient gets a high-end and accurate uh, outcomes from the healthcare sector, so it will also gives the service patient's loyalty to the hospital, and also it will also refer that particular healthcare to the other patients. So it will also increase the reputations, and which directly helps to increase the revenue generation and profitability to a particular hospitals. Radiology services also means providing them a better quality of imaging, like it also using the PACS system, which increase their revenue, and the for patients it is very efficient, so they don't have to spend more money, and we can say the cost effective. Uh, Also, nowadays healthcares are using the insurance reimbursement, which helps the patients to not to spend too much money on such diagnosis treatments, and it also affect, and it will directly affect to the radiology profitability. Here are some objectives, that is examine the role of the role in hospital generation. That's all that advancement of radiology. So here we are on the conclusion. So in conclusion is that it is very effective and efficient work nowadays. They are using radiology plays a very modern, very vital role in modern healthcare. Significantly, it also contribute to hospital profitability. While
Okay,
challenges such as
Sarfaraj. Yeah,
yes,
sorry to
ma'am.
interrupt. So, how many papers you have surveyed for coming to these particular findings or conclusion?
Ma'am, near about 10, 8 or 10.
Okay, are only 10 papers sufficient for the survey paper?
Ma'am,
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
actually, there are no more, means not exactly related to that the topics. So some of information I getting from my friend also, and so I taking help of some papers.
Okay, actually, you could have checked some of the healthcare journals also. All right, fine. So, yes, thank you. Siddhi?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll proceed to the next presenters. So I think Nikhil, you were facing some issues previously, but now you're there in the meeting, right?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Nikhil Chandran.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can start with your presentation. Yes, yes, you are
Yes, ma'am.
audible. You may start with your presentation now. Just consider the time constraint of 7 minutes for presentation and 3 minutes for Q&A.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
can you
Nikhil.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Ma'am,
Yes, you are audible.
can you see my screen? Is it possible?
Yes, yes, it is visible, Nikhil sir.
Okay.
We can see your presentation.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nikhil, and I am here to give a talk on my presentation on the Gesture Mate, the interactive hand gesture recognition system for enhancing communication, especially able children. So we can see, so the problem the younger children is facing, right? Like actually, this project focuses on those who are specially able, because these young children who are like who face mild eye problems or hearing aids. So it'll be very difficult for them to get trained on various like various aspects. Like so, their parents will be also facing many difficulties. So actually, we propose a system where we could interact more with them, so like it's in a fun-filled manner. So actually, we hereby implement a hand gesture recognition system. So when coming to introduction, we can see that like many innovative solutions are actually essential to bridge this gap and enhance the ability to connect with the world. So actually, we have actually in our college we had a tabletop robot. So our main purpose was to integrate a software into it, where we could see like where we could integrate a hand gesture recognition system to it. So actually, this hand gesture recognition system provided like speech and visual feedbacks, like we actually made many eye blink gifs for each emotions. So like the respective emotion from each and every younger student will be recognized, and for that we'll be giving the respective outputs. So this multimodal actually interfaces foster self-expression, emotional growth, and cognitive development, as I told earlier. This personalized features will also like help these students to excel in education, communication, and those aspects. So the main effort, like which we took, was like recognizing the complex gestures. Actually, right? So we trained this, like trained using various images of our own hand gestures. So based on literature survey. So the literature survey, we actually took many, like about 18 papers, but these four were the main papers which we focused on. Actually, as this project is on depending upon a deep learning network, we actually focused on these papers, the hands recognition using convolution neural network, uh, like which is given in the Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and also the human robot interaction using deep learning and dynamic hand gesture recognition for video playback control. So these papers actually highlight the importance in our hand gesture recognition using deep learning. So like let's move on to the functions of gesture mate. So the first function is that there's a real-time gesture recognition. So it's actually live feedback. So whenever an student, he or she is actually moves a palm, like his or her palm, so the corresponding eye blink GIF is actually given as the output. So we can see that this visual gives an audio, text-to-speech responses has been implemented in this, and also emotion tracking and alerts. So what happens is this like 24 into 7 live monitoring happens as soon as we run our code. And so basically we are also providing the method to give the like give the caretakers, like so usually these children will be like usually will be happy. It is our responsibility to make them happy. So if we detect any emotion like negative emotions like sadness or angry, this will be noted to the caregivers or their parents. So this model is actually very efficient and interactive, because we know since it is live feedback, the response should be so fast with a minimal delay. So let's come to methodology. So our methodology starts with the just data collection. Actually, we itself trained a like using a data set, like our own team members, me, Aditya, and Mukund, we are our team members. So actually, we captured our own hand gestures using one camera, and we actually transformed the frames into key points using media pipe. So then we actually use the TensorFlow Lite to train this gesture classification model. Then comes the real-time recognition part. So the media pipe actually helps us to trace these landmarks, and the model actually classifies gestures. So an output is given as a visual GIFs and the feedback. So this robot's interaction actually include the actually this tabletop robot also has the feature of like it could move its hands, and also if we place our hand on its head, like the visual, the it will
Nikhil?
feel. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Nikhil, which
Yes, ma'am.
transformer-based model is used here for the multimodal analysis?
Ma'am, like you're asking about CNN, right, ma'am? CNN. We use CNN for the getting the this thing, image detection, like emotion detection.
Okay, so how many images you have considered as a input database?
And actually, like let I move on to the, and these are the various sets of uh, actions and voice input. Ma'am, can you see?
Yes, can see.
Ah, yes, ma'am. So actually, see, like this type of hand gestures were given, like so we itself like trained these ancestors, and ma'am, this one is our uh, tabletop robot onto which we are integrating. Actually, this tabletop robot is not made by us; it's actually made by our seniors and faculties. So our job was to integrate the software into it. So actually, ma'am, so these much emotions were actually noticed, like taken at the first, like anger, sad, happy, heart, glee, scared, up, down, right, left, focus, surprise, and disgust. So actually, these were actually trained by ourselves itself, ma'am. Like you can see, ma'am, this is a system architecture. So first we started with the see the
Got it. Go
21
ahead.
key point. Ah, yes, ma'am. Can you see?
Yes, I can see.
So this like our just our palm consists of about 21 key points, and this like our main first step was to track this main key points. So this was our first step. Then we actually store this data to CSV files. Then there comes the pre-processing. So then we, ma'am, actually use the tensor flow, ma'am.
Yes.
Tensor flow.
Got it. Got it. Go to the
Yes.
results, please.
Yes, ma'am. And this was just the real-time performance, the like results. So actually, we got about the accuracy of 99.53, ma'am. So like this was a graph of training versus validation loss. And actually, see, so you can as the epochs are increasing, the loss is reducing, and this actually gives a positive like result. And also the real-time performance, man. This one, so this is the first photo like of the marking. This actually won't comes in the final run. This comes in between. So the in the final run, what happens is, as soon as the uh, as soon as the like the one who uses is showing like his gestures, the respective feedbacks will be getting from the robot as a response. So this one is actually an initial step. This first one, ma'am, real time performance, like the hand tracking is not shown to the end user. This actually just I just put for the reference, ma'am.
Okay, got it. So, Nikhil, I think I can see 99.53 percentage of accuracy for your, this research, right? So,
Yes,
have
ma'am.
you compared your results with the other model?
Yes, ma'am. Like comparison has been done. Like the before models, actually the existing models also had a high accuracy. Like you are asking about the classification report, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Actually in the existing ones, like the this hand gesture recognition, like it differs in case of many hand gestures, ma'am. Actually, our same set of hand gestures has not been used by the others. So like they have used many. There has been many models like where we are detecting the alphabets or those kinds of things, ma'am. So actually, our thing like actually stands a bit different from the others. So it was like a bit difficult to compare with others, but actually we
Okay.
tried to
Okay,
get the
Nikhil.
yes, ma'am.
Got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you conclude your topic?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, just I also like to mention the SDGs, just the 3, 4, and 10, like good health and well-being, quality education, and reduce inequalities. For like for we need to actually this society we need to actually uplift those younger minds who are actually facing difficulties in terms of their speech or like so actually our project actually tends to look at the children who often face difficulties in daily lives in interacting with their fellow mates or in terms of the education. So so this model actually focuses on their betterment uh, and like improved communication.
Okay. Thank you, Nikhil.
And also we like to acknowledge my thanks to our college chancellor Sri Mada Amardhan Devi, and also the ICTCS 2024 giving us opportunity to present our paper on it, ma'am. And,
Thank you so much, sir,
actually,
for your presentation.
yes.
Ma'am, are all questions done? So we can proceed to the next one.
Yeah, please proceed.
And ma'am,
Yes.
can I like should I leave the session or should I wait until the like formality?
Nikhil, you should wait till the end, till the very closing remarks. We need to take a snapshot of all the participants.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank
So earlier, Suruchi ma'am wasn't able to present properly because of network issues.
Yes.
Suruchi ma'am, you're there in the meet, right?
Yes, I am in the meet. Am I audible
Ma'am,
clearly?
yes, yes, you are audible this time. Ma'am, could you please
Okay.
start where you're since we have a time constraint?
Yes. Allow me to share.
Now I'll quickly stop sharing my screen. Yes, you can share your screen now.
And I will start from where uh, I presented two slides.
Yes.
I presented two slides, which was about neurodiverse and talking about how ICT
Research.
helps. So, correct. So, about this study dwells into literature review of about the neurodiverse experience, how companies are engaging with the neurodiverse, their learning, and at the workplace. It explores how neurodiverse and other ICT features can be utilized in the training of the neurodiverse workforce. So, to meet these objectives, a discussion is done in this paper based on the literature review, and a few bibliometric screenshots are being utilized by the bibliometric utilize the keyword based on technology, inclusion, workforce, neurodiverse from Web of Science and Scopus Journal. From this, we found at least 500 plus keywords which were reviewed in detail. So presenting now the results, the two screenshots here are of a bibliometric analysis. The authors conducted a bibliometric analysis to identify the bibliometric coupling of the countries publishing the research in this field. So co-citation and citation network of the countries to highlight the geographical location where such research is being carried out. So this network keywords suggested that when we did the research, this search, gender, performance, workflow, workforce, health, and neurodiversity. Neurodiversity was less explored area. People are doing more research in other places of inclusion, but not this topic. And another thing is USA was found to be the worldwide 10% population is of neurodiverse. More studies across the globe is required. About coming to the metaverse, which is the key area of the focus here, we are proposing that metaverse world should be utilized to train neurodiverse population. Metaverse is a hypothetical iteration of the internet of a single universe and immersive virtual world that facilitates the use of virtual reality and augmented reality headset. So in 2021, metaverse related companies reported raise of up to $10 million dollars and more, which is growing more year on year. So metaverse enables people to have virtual identities, presence, agencies, including peer-to-peer interaction, transactions, user-generated content, and world building. The metaverse sizable but less talked about enterprise application and other opportunities and include virtual employee training, team collaboration, avatars, virtual prototyping in manufacturing, construction, and wide spectrum here too. So what is the proposal of this paper is that the neurodiverse individuals has a particular kind of strength, and metaverse has a feature of headset and bring the virtual reality with certain hardwares. So metaverse features should be better. Furthermore, the metaverse opens up other possibilities for the development of a new skill such as which is very suitable for the autism spectrum to deal with the social situations. It's not just about the hardware, but it's also about the soft skills of the neurodiverse people. Metaverse allows practicing a presentation of an audience or conducting a group activity without the pressure of actual stakeholders, enabling neurodiverse workers to self assurance and be able to perform various results at work. So, to conclude, the study strongly advocates the inclusion and support of individuals of neurodiverse individuals at workplace. One, the examination uncovered that organizational dynamics and performance of the neurodiverse makes it compelling argument for the integration of workplace and in society. Effective training of neurodiverse features can utilize the learning experience in various areas. Studies find that such spaces can also be participatory as per the environmental communication in the provision of other as better with the other communication means. So of course other AI, other computer based technologies being used, but when it comes to metaverse, that is a better technology to train neurodiverse workforce. With this I end my presentation. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, are there any questions?
Yes. Thank you for your presentation. I don't have any questions on this. We can move ahead.
Yes, sure.
Was I audible this time?
Yeah, you
Yes,
were
yes, ma'am.
audible.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Good work, Dr. Suruchi.
Thank you.
Let me just share my screen. Give me a second. Okay. So the next presenter we have here today is Pavel Malikzenko, sir. Sir, you are there in the meet.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. Sir, you may start with your presentation. Now I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yes, thank you very much. So, considering the time constraint, I prefer to do it as an oral presentation, and just a few main issues about the topic of our collective work
Your screen
between
is not
the
visible.
Higher School of Economics and the University of
Sir, you haven't presented your screen yet.
no screen.
Okay.
No, it's not visible.
So, the topic of the presentation is the
So,
industry fund.
are you going to share a PPT or
No,
there's
no,
no
ma'am.
PPT? Okay, there's just
It's just an
explanation.
oral presentation. Yes.
Okay.
So the main topic, as you have already shown it on the screen, is the application of Industry 4.0, supporting technologies to the mature business models. So the most important issue of the modern business environment is the fact that it is highly conditioned by the usage of such sustainable technologies as additive manufacture, as artificial intelligence, big data, 3D printing, robots, and all the technologies that are highly define the concept of Industry 4.0. The most important issue of today's business environment is the fact that corporate strategies directly or indirectly influence the external and internal information environment. And from this point of view, and this issue deals and fits greatly the main
Siddhi,
topic
are you able to see his screen? I'm not able to see.
of today's
No,
event
ma'am. Actually,
is
he said there's just oral
that
presentation and there's no PPT.
Okay, fine. All right.
that the companies may be from the point of view of the strategies that they perceive, the companies may be divided into two different parts. It is the innovative seeker strategy and also the um, defender strategies. The prospectors from this point of view continually change their product market portfolios, and they are typically the enterprises which are in a certain way pioneers of the industry. These type of company prospectors invest heavily in research and development and generate growth options because their strategic goal is to identify and explore new opportunities in different market domains. Besides, the defenders, which is another type of enterprises which are highly developed on the modern market, really adopt their product market portfolios and besides focusing themselves on production efficiency. So the companies that follow this strategy, the secret one, are more likely to disclose their information because unlike defenders, they are more dependent on external financing and they have low profitability tendencies. But above all, it's a great marketing strategy which permits them to build first of all the brand and the brand through continuous use of advertising to attract analysts. These type of companies, besides consider prospectors, which have a great attractiveness towards the analysis that defend there for two reasons. The first one is that they possess intrinsic characteristics, given that they aim not only to develop company growth, but also to implement and advertise the marketing strategy, which is considered a primary one. Furthermore, the prospectors invest in research and development and create new technologies or new products that can be placed on the market to beat their competitors. So from this point of view, this new concept, which becomes more and more important in model business environment and very often requires the application of the architectural design concept to the business models, is the concept of mature business models, which is defined by the wide usage of Industry 4.0 enabling technologies, where the most important one is for sure the technology of big data elaboration and artificial intelligence. These two technologies have great impact on all business activity of the enterprises and also permit them to elaborate new products to elaborate new services, and hence to conquer new markets. From this point of view, Industry 4.0 is considered a very important process of transformation of the old industry into a new one, which is characterized by industrial automation, first of all, thanks to the inclusion of new production technologies to improve working conditions and increase the productivity of the plants by trying to contain costs and improve quality of the products. As far as the analytical tools of mature business models is concerned, the traditional tool like Osterwilder business canvas may be used, but with a very important modification which is linked to the usage of these new enabling technologies of Industry 4.0. Where, as I have already said, the most important ones are those linked to the data elaborations, so big data and artificial intelligence. In these new business models in Industry 4.0, these models are totally different from the classic ones, because they have also such important characteristics like, first of all, completeness. In managing the maturity model, it is important to take into consideration all the quality characteristics that characterize the various processes of business model, which are actually closed in improvement, in multidimensionality, in focus, functionality, and reliability. Besides, these models are supposed to be highly adaptable, and these models are exposed to continuous changes. In fact, it is important to know that, first of all, how to update the maturity model, which is concerned to ensure adaptability to continuous mutations, because nowadays business environment varies continuously too. The third important characteristic of mature business models is completeness. It means that the maturity model must be complete in all its points and respect, first of all the main issues and all the main characteristics of the value change paradigm. And the last one and the most important point is the point of sustainability. Industry 4.0 enabling technologies offer very many characteristics for a product or for a service to be sustainable. And this factor explains how it has positively influenced all the company's activity in medium and long term. Actually, what makes a production or a service irrigation
Sir,
process sustainable. And
sir,
actually,
sorry
it's
for the
essential. Yes, ma'am.
interruption. Sorry for the interruption. Actually, we're past the presentation time. Could you please conclude it?
Yes, I'm going to the conclusion. So the business mature model is characterized by the massive application of Industry 4.0 technologies, which actually opens very many horizons to its activity and, first of all, makes it sustainable. So thank you very much for your attention. I'm ready for the questions.
Yeah, thanks, Pavel, for the nice oral presentation. Just wanted to ask you one question, like on which sustainable development goals you are targeting your research in the area of Industry 4.0?
Yes, thank you very much. It's a very matching question, because this study for now on this stage wasn't focused on some specific sustainable development goal, but it constitutes the direction for the future research, because for sure, taking a concrete enterprise or concrete business case or a concrete industrial sector, we may choose one of 17 sustainable development goals, which may be analyzed in the future research.
Okay, okay, thanks. Yes, Siddhi, please proceed.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll proceed to the next one. So the next presenter is Abhishek Yanurkar. He's there in the meeting, and the paper title is Artificial Intelligence's Influence on Modern Marketing Strategies: A Comprehensive Analysis. Abhishek, sir, you're there, right?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. I'll stop sharing my screen,
Yeah.
and you may start with the presentation now.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible now.
Yes, it's
Yes,
visible.
yes.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abhishek, and my today's topic name is artificial intelligence influencing on moderate marketing strategies. Hello, hello, ma'am, am I audible?
Sir, you are audible.
Hello,
Yes, Abhishek, you are audible.
yes,
You can
ma'am.
continue with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, here is the abstract of my presentation. Uh, to provide an overview, AI has revolutionized marketing by introducing tools like preservative analysis and it's actually chatbot and recommendation systems. This innovation enhance customers' recommendations, improve decision making, and enable target engagement. However, challenges such as data privacy and algorithms based uh, and AI role in increasing ROI, optimizing operations, and customer satisfaction while addressing these challenges. And here is the introduction. Man, the AI intelligence is the ability of matching of machines to perform tasks requiring human intelligence like decision making and speech recognitions. And AI has emerged as a game changer in marketing by transforming traditional approaches to connect with the modern customers and business use AI to analyze vast data sets and provides insights for campaign optimization, customer relationship management, and personalization of user experience. And ma'am, yeah, next slide we are going to theoretical framework. And remember there are personalization, predictive analysis, customer engagements, and conversion. I mean, personalization, AI was precise customer segmentations and customized messaging help align marketing contexts with the individual preferences and behavior. And I mean, predictive analysis, AI analyzes past data to predict trends and customer behavior and it empowers the informed decision making and campaign forecasters. And in customer engagement, AI enhances interactions via chatbots and virtual assistants and automated communications, improves customer satisfaction and fosters brand loyalty. And in the concerns, data privacy and algorithms based must be addresses to ensure trust and regulatory compliance. And on next slide, we have
Yeah, Abhishek,
yes, ma'am.
go to the your proposed methodology, please.
What, ma'am?
Is this a survey paper?
No, ma'am, it's a research paper, ma'am.
Have you implemented this model? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Have you implemented this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so conclude your this research.
Ma'am, actually, your voice is not clear.
Am I audible? Can you hear me, Abhishek, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
She's just trying to say that you should conclude the presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay. AI has transformed marketing to predictive analysis, analytic chatbots, recommendation, and it basically improves the ROI of the businesses and the challenges such as data privacy and ethical consumer addresses from responsible AI uses and future potential. AI will continue to drive innovation with the emerging technologies like VR, AR, and Web 3.0. And ma'am, here are the references of here are the references.
Okay, so what was the motivation behind choosing this topic for the survey?
And actually, it helps the to increase the ROI and it will make the strategies. of marketing. It will analyze the market and it will make the strategies for for increasing ROI.
Okay. Yeah, please, Siddhi, proceed.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so the next presenter for today's session is Shruti Mahadik ma'am from KJ Somania School of Engineering, and the paper title she's presenting is Integrating Data Analytics into Project Management. Shruti ma'am, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can start with your presentation.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing my screen, and after 7 minutes, I'll just raise a gentle reminder. Okay, your screen is visible.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. Myself, Shruti Madik, currently pursuing my BTech in Information Technology from KJSMI College of Engineering. So I will be presenting a research on integrating data analytics into project management. This study explores how data analytics can revolutionize traditional project management practices, making them more efficient and outcome driven. So in today's fast-paced business environment, project management needs to evolve to meet increasing complexities. Integrating data analytics has become a crucial for enhancing decision making, optimizing resources, and driving success. Our research highlights how tools like predictive analysis, machine learning, and big data enable project managers to forecast risk, monitor performance, and make informed decisions. We will discuss application challenges and best practices, providing actionable recommendation for organization to enhance their project frameworks. So here is a problem statement. So the traditional project management faces several challenges. First is inefficient risk management. For example, late identification of risk in a transportation project can lead to cost overruns. Then is resource wastage. Mislocated resources often cause delays and increase costs. Communication breakdowns, a lack of real-time updates results in misaligned expectations, scope creep, and poor time management. So for the need for the change is data driven decision making, enhanced resource allocation, streamlined communication, proactive risk mitigation, and increased accountability. So these are our related work which we have carried out during our research. So existing studies demonstrate the value of data analytics in project management phases, such as initiating, planning, executing, and monitoring. So the key tools that can be used is Power BI for real-time reporting, or machine learning models, chatbots, using agile management to enhance sprint planning and backlog prioritization. Examples show increased sales in manufacturing and better portfolio management in transportation through analytical driven insights. So, AI in project management. AI plays a significant role across all project phases. First is the initiating. AI algorithms evaluate resources or profitability and risk for better planning. Then is the planning. Historical data helps AI create robust schedules and predict resource needs. Then is executing. Real time tracking ensures timely decision making. And the last is monitoring and controlling. AI detects anomalies and suggests corrective actions. For instance, in IT projects, AI tools can assist tasks based on skills and workload, ensuring efficient execution. These are the two case studies. We analyzed two industries. First is the manufacturing industry. So the goal was increase sales through data driven decisions. The tools that can be used are Power BI, Azure, and SQL for dynamic reporting, and the outcome was a 15% improvement in sales forecasting and a 30% reduction in labor hours through better resource alignment. The second case study is on the transportation. So the goal was enhanced project portfolio management. The tools can be used as analytical integrated frameworks, and the outcome was cost reduction and improved resource alignment with strategic goals. These are the challenges that have been faced. First is the poor risk management. Frameworks for identifying and mitigating risk are often inadequate. For example, software integration failures due to unforeseen vendor issues. So, the mitigation strategy can be regular risk assessment and proactive monitoring. Second is communication issues. Misaligned expectations due to a lack of transparency cause delays. So the mitigation can be structured communication plans and project platforms for regular updates, use of project management planning for transparency. So this is the methodology. Our research approach combines case studies, surveys, and literature reviews. First is the data collection, surveys from project managers and historical project data for trend analysis. The technique was SWOT analysis, Power BI dashboards, and machine learning for predictive analysis. Let's take an example. A manufacturing project using Power BI visualized its sales funnel, leading to more strategic marketing decisions. Results and discussion. So the key finding include real-time tracking, improve project success rates by 20%, risk mitigation reduced unforeseen issues by 15%, enhanced communication, increased stakeholder satisfaction and trust. Case study comparison highlights how manufacturing saw a 10% regional revenue increase while transportation achieved better R&D alignment. However, challenges remain such as dependency on data quality and the need for significant training. To conclude, data analytics transforms project management through predictive modeling, real-time tracking, and resource optimization. So the recommendations is invest in analytics training, develop robust integration frameworks, and encourage collaboration. The future work can be deeper AI integration in portfolio management and scalable solution for large organizations. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to take any questions.
Yeah, Shruti. So when you collected your data, so what was the size of your data? How you have collected that data?
So, ma'am, it is a survey paper. We have reviewed many research papers wherein we have found some challenges and we have tried to mention those challenges and how we can mitigate them. Hello,
Okay.
am I audible?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Shruti.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll just start with the next presenter now. So the next presenter of today's session is Sarthak Patil from Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MIT World Peace University, and the paper title is Smart NLP and IoT Based Desk Robot. Sarthak, you are there in the meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can start with your presentation. I have stopped sharing my screen.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Yeah. So I can start now. Good afternoon, everyone. So the topic is the smart NLP and IoT based desk robot. So for the index part, for the introduction, I would start with the imagine having a desk assistant that only responds to your voice, but also recognize your face, waves to greet you, plays your favorite music, and even avoids obstacles as it moves. So this is no longer science fiction. It is really with the smart NLP and IoT based robot. So in the context part would be the in modern workplace, the role of desk assistant is evolving. The traditional AI assistants like Alexa or Google Assistant are useful, but lack of physical interactivity. But interaction by natural language processing and IO and Internet of Things, a new form of intelligent robotic assistant can be created to improve your experience and efficiency and productivity. So my literature review would be we have the face recognition using OpenCV based on IoT for smart door. Then the limitations of this, the accuracy of face recognition can be affected by poor lighting, changes in the facial expression, and occlusion. So the the paper we come across the servo motor controller using PID and graphical user interface on Raspberry Pi and for robotics arms. So the limitations were the study addresses on positions error primarily. Um, and then third, we came across the Python-based Raspberry Pi for hand gesture recognition. And its limitations, we came across the performance under varying lighting condition despite claiming of functionalities in poor eliminations. The fourth one, object detections on robotic operations. The limitation, the system may express a delay due to complexity in images processing. Then this for the main architectural diagram for our robot is the driver layer, the actuator sensor wheel of the robot, and the platform layer we came across the object detection, face recognition, arm movement, and video processing. And the algorithms we used in it's the RCNN, OpenCV, YOLO, and NLP. And the user interface layer would be the battery percentage of the robot, the screen for the emotions of the robot. So this is the methodology, the system architecture diagram of the robot shown in the figure, which came across. So in the driver, the actuator sensors interface, and the motor represents over the three and robotic movatable. So and also the next
Do
is
you
user
have its
interface.
physical prototype ready?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, go to the next slide. I'm interested into that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is the result we produced, and this is the robot. So you can see in the figure 2 the robot, the despite of moving robot object detection capabilities, the robot turns to avoid obstacles in path with recognizing them while it moves. This shows how the robot can recognize and react to the obstacles. And the figure 3, you can see the robot facing their detections, performing using facial recognition and recognizing the face performance. And the display on figure 4 image shows the robot that display of four eyes that can show the text message and range of emotions.
Okay, Sarthak, so while the assembling all the parts of this robot, what challenges actually are faced?
Ma'am, basically, for us, the integration part was difficult for this one because we have to integrate the IoT and the NLP perspective of this in the robot. So we came across a very scenarios such as the Raspberry Pi was not able to handle all this load. So these were the challenges we faced building this robot.
Okay, and how you have deployed your object detection module YOLO into this robot operating system?
So ma'am, we had from the OpenCV part, we deployed by programming it. We collected some images and stored, give it to the YOLO, and then it process all the textures, and then we got the object detection model in that.
Okay, which version of YOLO you have used for implementation of object detection?
Uh, the I would the YOLO would be I'm not getting the version right now. Um,
Okay. Yeah, Siddhi, please.
okay. So
Yes,
this is the
thanks.
yeah, the
Yes, thanks,
conclusion part.
Sarthak.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I understood. Thank you,
Okay.
Sarthak.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll proceed to the next presenter. So the next presenter is Sachin Patel from Charotar University of Science and Technology, and the paper title is Unveiling Cryptocurrency Fraud, Leveraging Graph Attention Networks for Enhanced Detection in Bitcoin Transactions. Sachin, sir, you're there in the meeting. You can start with your presentation. Uh, After the presentation of 7 minutes, I'll raise a gentle reminder.
Yes, ma'am. Please give me a second to share my screen. Hello, ma'am. Is my screen visible?
Yes, please
Hello,
go
ma'am.
ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. So today good afternoon to everyone. I am going to present a research paper entitled Unveiling Cryptocurrency Frauds Leveraging Graph Attention Networks for Enhanced Detection in Bitcoin Transaction. Our motivation to do research on the given topic was because there currently many people are doing Bitcoin transaction, and it has become an urge to detect those transactions. This This is my presentation outline, starting from introduction to literature survey methodology, experimental results, and conclusion. So starting with the introduction, our focus is on leveraging advanced graph attention network. We have utilized graph attention network and its variant TAGNN for detecting and identifying fraudulent transactions. First of all, cryptocurrency challenges. The rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin has revolutionized financial transactions, but introduced challenges also because as every people is currently doing transactions in bitcoins, there is very much integrity and ensure and it is sure to ensure transactions between it. What does machine learning plays role? We have utilized graph attention network to identify, analyze those transactions and understand what are the patterns and which are the patterns which defines fraudulent activities. We have utilized the publicly available dataset from Kaggle named elliptic dataset. And our research focuses on utilization of GET and GET and its variant GET plus TAGNN to detect fraudulent activities in Bitcoin transactions. So this is our literature. So this is a sample of some of the researches we have reviewed. Of some among them the blockchain and crypto forensics, which leverages 97.5% accuracy utilizing random forest architecture. Then going through my methodology, as we have utilized publicly available datasets. So its description is that it consists of transaction graphs with Bitcoin blockchain with 200 and 203,769 nodes, which represents the Bitcoin transaction, and the 234,355 edges, which represents the relationship between two transactions. It was utilized 166 features, including local and aggregated metrics. So the features actually define what types, means like what was the transaction amount, the fee the transaction took, then other mediums through which we can identify that whether the transaction is fraudulent or not. The classification of the transaction was between 21% licit and 2% illicit. So we perform basic data processing activities also, such as addressing missing values, normalization and dimensionality reduction, and handling imbalances within the dataset. And our fraud detection approach was utilizing GET and TAGNN, and we have evaluated the models using metrics like precision, recall, and F1 score. So the model training part, TAGNN was trained utilizing batch normalization, activation function as ReLU, and use Adam optimizer. While GET plus TAGNN variant was based on pre-processing trained with binary cross entropy loss. Periodic checkpoints ensured best model preservation. Yeah, these are our experimental results where utilizing TAGNN we acquired around 90%, 97% of accuracy, and its variant GET plus TAGNN we acquired around 98% of accuracy, and these are the evaluation metrics. Then at last I can conclude that our research underscores the potential of AI and blockchain to improve the security and transparency of cryptocurrency networks. Future work should focus on refining these models and fostering interdisciplinary collaboration to address emerging threats, ensuring a secure and resilient digital financial ecosystems. These are the references. Thank you.
So have you compared your result with the other previous models?
Yes, ma'am, based on, as I have mentioned in my literature survey, the paper blockchain and crypto forensics investigating crypto fraud. They have utilized random forest architecture, achieving a 97.5%. We utilized GET and its variant both, and identified both of the framework, that how much accurate both are, and how they are changed from random forest.
Okay, and from where you got the data set?
We have utilized publicly available dataset from Kaggle, elliptic dataset.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thanks, Deep.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Now we'll proceed to the last presenter. So the very last presenter we have here is Devang Rupesh Darvi from Mukesh Patel School of Technology Management and Engineering. And the paper title is Wise Wellness, Cardiovascular Disease Prediction and Risk Analysis. Sir, you're there in the meeting.
Yes, I'll share my screen.
You can share your screen now.
Sure. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible and you're audible.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Devang Dalvi, and along with me, my team member Hed Somya is also there. So he'll start the presentation first. Hed.
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible. Please proceed.
Okay, yeah. Uh, so I'll start with the problem definition. So heart disease is the leading cause of mortality worldwide, but individuals often ignore the symptoms until it becomes critical. By WHO, it is said that approximately 17.9 million people die every year of heart diseases. So looking at that, we decided to make a project about this.
Hey, am I audible?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I'm interested into the point number 4 methodology. Please keep this generalized introduction part, please.
Okay, so you want us to start with methodology itself?
Yes, please.
Okay. So here's the proposed system.
So I'll start from here. We have gathered the data from data.mendeley, and we have performed all the pre-processing task and removing all the null values, and we have used 5 models, and we have compared all these models, and we got best accuracy for random forest classifier. Then in our system, we have to insert the symptoms of a patients. So once the patients will enter their symptoms, then it will
Is this a
detect the
data text-based data or image analysis is there?
text base.
Okay, then how you're converting your text data into numerical or maybe numerical into text? Because the for the risk analysis, there may be numbers, numerical data will be there.
Yes, right. Target values.
Hmm?
Yeah, yeah.
So how you
The,
did that?
we have used Python language, and we first used one hot encoding, and we converted it into one hot encoding, and then we have created a model for predictions.
So
Okay,
what we
please
are
go
doing
ahead.
is, yeah.
And we also used different models for best accuracy for predictions, and we got a random forest classifier has 98 accuracy. We also
Okay.
got a decision tree has 96
How
accuracy.
many models you have used?
5 models: random forest classifier, then logistic regression, uh, k-nearest neighbor, and decision tree, and
Show
support
the
by the
results.
machine. Sure. So these are the results. We got 98% accuracy for random forest classifier. And at the right side, it is a architecture for a project system.
So instead of comparing it manually, why you have not used the ensemble technique so that based on the majority voting, the model itself would have given you this is the best model which is outperforming.
No, we did use that, but we have not inserted in our PPT. We just made a table, and we inserted the results into it.
Okay, so you found this dataset on Kaggle, right?
Data.mendeley. It's a online streaming platform where we
So
can find the data.
see, it's a public data set.
Yeah.
These models are also predefined. You have just experimented it and you are saying this is the outperforming model. But in actually reality, the data set can be very challenging. So how will you handle that kind of things?
We will first train the model, and
And first of all, we will remove all the null values. And over here, we have used different models also, because the data we got, that was used for only one model. But over here, we have used different models. And on that, we have predicting the results and we are giving the recommendation plan.
And also, ma'am, even though we used data.manually, but we made sure that the one uploading the data was somebody credible. For example, we did took some data from
Have you made
NIH.
to any of the doctor for collection of real-time data?
We did show a doctor about our project, and we showed them the functioning of it and everything.
Okay, all right, Devang, thanks. Yeah,
So
Siddhi.
Okay.
Do you have any more to present,
No,
Devang?
this
we
is
wanted
the
to show the screenshots.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's
I
okay. It's okay.
understood.
It's okay.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
Siddhi,
this was
please.
the last presentation. I'll just proceed to the closing remarks now. Uh, so I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all the participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for the support during the ninth version and all the previous eight versions of the conference. We will be happy to see you in the 10th version in 2025. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates via email within 2 working days, and further, all the papers have already been forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with our team of ICTTCS. And lastly, I would also want to thank our session chair, Dr. Anuradha, for chairing this session.
Yes, thank you so much, Siddhi, for entire, management. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the
Thank you, ma'am.
opportunity.
Uh, a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ICTCS and Global Knowledge Research Foundation. Thank you for your valuable presence. Now, before ending this session, there's just one last thing. Could you all please turn on your cameras so that I can take a quick snapshot? Just a second. Okay. Uh, I've taken it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah,
You
thank,
may leave the session now.
yes, thank you, everyone.